Okay. Good morning, folks. Welcome. We begin today a new mimer, a new discourse. It is next week's Torah portion, the beginning of it. The Torah portion of Chayes Sarah. And it's on the first verse of that Torah portion. Let's get right into it. This is a discourse that was said in 1990. Tafshin Aleph. Okay. Sarah, and it was the life of Sarah. Meya Shana, 100 years. Me'esrim Shana, in 20 years. V'sheva Shanim, in 7 years. Shnei Chaye Sarah, the years of the life of Sarah. That's what the verse says. So the Rebbe, just on this verse, several questions that are brought up by the Alter Rebbe. He asks it, and seems to be just about all the Rebbeim, including this was said on the 22nd of Cheshvan, 2 days after the birthday of the Rebbe Rashab, the fifth Rebbe, Reb Shalom Dov Ber, who passed away and interred in Rostov, 1920, passed away. So, questions. So when it says 100, it says 100 year, 20 year. And then when it comes to 7, it says 7 years in the plural. So 120 are mentioned in the singular form, shana. And the word 7 is mentioned in the plural form, shanim. Please read. So that needs to be understood. And also at the end of the verse, we say the years of the life of Sarah. But we already said at the beginning of the verse, and these were this is the life of Sarah. Yeah, and then we go into the details, 127 years, right? Of how many years? So why do we need it to be repeated? Also, we need to understand what is the lesson to learn from this. Remember that the Torah is a guidebook. It's a lesson plan. Everything's a lesson, and not just the general storyline, but every detail has to be. So, we read it as a narrative, but that's a mistake. We have to learn it. I mean, read it as a narrative because that's the way it reads. We have to learn it as it's a lesson in our lives individually and collectively. And especially when we're talking about our forefathers and foremothers, right? As they are what we call a simon. They are a signpost. They are a living example for us on how to lead our lives. Again, not just in the storyline merely, which of course that's pretty obvious, and much more simple to do, but in everything that's told about them, or, seemingly just, the days of her life, that itself is teaching me something. So we need to know what. So let's explain that this verse includes in it all of what we call Seder Nishtalshalis, the order, the chain order of creation, and even beyond that. And not merely the way it is in creation, but actually the way it's within us, in our soul. In other words, that our divine service needs to be in all of the details. What does that mean? It has to be the way it's in 100 years, the way it's in 20 years, and the way it's in 7 years, as it was by Sarah. Okay, what does that mean? Right. In other words, the fact that we're giving her age over here is, on the narrative side is, well, okay, listen, Torah always tells us the age of the person when they died. But that's not the reason, ultimately. It's about teaching me something. So here, what it's teaching me is that there is a kind of chain reaction from 100-year, 20-year to 7 years, the years of the life of Sarah, right? So what does that mean? What's the explanation? So the Zohar explains. So the Zohar explains. 100-year is a general, all-encompassing space, if you will. The supernals. So I'm gonna make sure I got this straight. So 100 is like all inclusive. 10, the whole number, times 10 is, the 100 blessings that you're supposed to make a day. That includes everything. A very lofty and lofty, mystical encompassing of all. Similarly, in 20, and that's why it's written Shana, it's written singular form, because it's a singularity all encompassing, hidden. I'm going to unfold what this means. These are just kind of like the mystical, esoteric, Kabbalistic terms. So 20, since it says also year, not years, so it's singular. It's also a singularity, a unity. a singularity of thought. Okay, unfold this. And then when it comes to seven, it says years in plural. This is the way now it kind of funnels itself out, um, it expresses itself from the general all-encompassing principle um, in many different paths. And that's why it says years in plural. And all of them are called life. Okay. Now, let's make from those esoteric words something that we can have a bite-sized understanding. So, 100 years goes on what we call, remember we said that this is including the complete chain of order, the order of chain, chain reaction, linkage, the linkage of one link into the next in the chain. So beginning with Kesser. Kesser is the crown. It's the crown, and it incorporates in it all of the 10 divine attributes. Right? And each one is incorporated with the other. That's the unity, 10 times 10, like I mentioned. What does that mean in our soul? Crown, the external part of crown is desire, will, that we want something. The internal aspect of the crown is um, pleasure, right? What does that mean? Why do you want pleasure? Just because it's pleasure. Why do you want something? Because you want the something, meaning it's external. Desire is the drive to something, for something, right? You want the chocolate, you want to learn. It's external because it's a drive that is um, towards something. Pleasure is not a drive towards something. It's the something. It's the pleasure, right? It's the pleasure. It's the end. It's not the means. Desire is the means to, what you desire this. So it's this is the end. Your desire is to have this, right? So that's external, meaning it's towards something, as opposed to pleasure is internal. Everything has an external and internal expression. So in Kesser, Kesser means crown. What a crown is something that's encompassing us, right? It's over us. It's not in us. It's over us. So in a sense, even though pleasure is my pleasure and will is my will, but it's something that's all encompassing of me. It's not a particular. It's not a particular, even though it's expressed in a particular, right? The pleasure of chocolate, the pleasure of learning Tanya, right? Which therefore produces an external desire to go to, for it, to, to, right? Didn't have my coffee yet. So I hope that's clear. Yeah, thumbs up. Okay. We've learned this idea before. It's not the first time. And then we come to 20. 20 is 10. 10 refers to two things. It refers to Chochmah and Bina. And each one times 10, which gives us then the 20. Right? Because as everything in holiness, it's inclusive. So
Rabbi, good morning.
morning.
Somebody left part of the chicken dinner on the stairs in fact. Have a broom? We'll get a broom and
Downstairs. I didn't notice when I came in. That's interesting.
pieces of chicken on the stairs.
Oh, on this side?
No, in front.
It means it just happened.
Huh?
Okay. So, sorry, do you mind going downstairs?
I don't want, but
Okay.
I don't know where to go. I'm not sure I know where to get all the stuff.
By the kitchen, where the mechitzas are up there, it should be over there or in the kitchen. Yeah. Thank you. That's that's weird. Okay. And you know what? Maybe we're going to stop here. So that's the idea of intelligence, of the mind, right? Sorry, 1 second. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I better give a little hand over here. Yes, the 20 is 10 fingers, 10 toes. I don't know if that connects with Chachma and Bina, with wisdom and understanding, but yeah, you'll have to excuse me, folks. We'll continue, God willing. All the best.